Now to golf news, with much of the sporting attention focused on the Soweto Derby this afternoon. Our colleague Stacey Holland is in Stellenbosch covering one of South Africa's most prestigious golf tournaments, the SA Open, now in its 115th edition. The tournament carries significant stakes for players, with the winner earning automatic qualification to two major championships, the Masters and the Open. The event continues to attract strong local and international competition, highlighting South Africa's prominence on the global golfing calendar. Let's cross live now to SABC Sports anchor Stacey Holland, who is in Stellenbosch at the Golf Club in the Western Cape. Stace.
Thanks so much for that, Criselda. Yep, and as you mentioned, it is the 115th edition of the tournament, one of South Africa's oldest golf tournaments. You rightly said that. But also, the last time we were here at the Stellenbosch Golf Club was all the way back in 1999. The SA Open is something that many golf fans on the local calendar look forward to. But as you rightly mentioned as well, there's a lot of international attention and interest as well. The co-sanctioned event also has made way for that entry, as you mentioned, for the winner into the Masters Championship. There's open access there, and so we have a golf analyst and commentator on the SABC channel who's frequently been seen on our channels. Michael Flismus joins us just to talk about where we are. We're into day three. Unfortunately, some big names. People were looking out for, or looking forward rather, to coming to see Ernie Els in action, Charles Schwartzel in action. Sadly, so they didn't make the cut. But Michael, we still got another 10, 12 plus South Africans to look forward to, I think, right?
Yeah, very strong South African contingent right up there at the leaderboard. Dean Burmester, right up there. Henny du Plessis, Herman Loubser. So it's always nice. Obviously, it's the National Open. You want to see the South Africans challenging for it, and of course you'd love to have a South African win it. But yeah, those big names you mentioned just caught a little, I think, by a golf course that surprised a lot of the professionals in terms of how tricky it is playing this week, and the draw was key. You know, the guys that played in the morning tended to get the calmer conditions, and the wind picking up in the afternoon. So yeah, Charles Schwartzel, Ernie Els, Tristan Lawrence, former champion, Richard Sterney, former champion, and Dylan Naidoo, the defending champion. Unfortunately, they're not here for the weekend.
I did chat to some of the players earlier on and asked them about the weather conditions. Some of them aren't actually looking forward to it changing. Wind is a big concern for them, but the rain, the bigger concern. Why is that? Just explain to us.
Rain slows everything down in the sense of their preparation between shots. Clubs, everything gets wet.
Changes.
As a result of that, caddies spend more time drying things, drying clubs. So it changes that quite a bit for them. So every shot is an added process in that sense. But the wind is also going to be different today. It's prevailing wind here is a southerly wind. Today it's going to be a northerly wind that brings the rain here, so that changes strategy on a couple of the holes out there as well.
Well, there you have it, Criselda. Hopefully we'll be able to chat to Michael a little bit later just to give you some insight as to what's happening. The leaders are still yet to tee off. It's still a little bit earlier for them, probably in the next hour or so. But here from Stellenbosch at the Investec SA Open 2026, from me back to you in studio.